We're going to get straight to our next guest because I'm delighted to have joining the show right now New York City FC's Kevin O'Toole. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on and joining the show. We really appreciate you, man. Thank you
Thanks so much for having me on.
so much. How much are you enjoying seeing the World Cup coming to your country, lighting up New York and beyond, and just the festival of football that's turned up?
Oh, it's been amazing. I mean, for me, the World Cup has always been an international event, and I grew up in Montclair, New Jersey, and to have MetLife Stadium 15 minutes from home, and now have a host of group stage matches there in a World Cup final. It's quite surreal, and I've just been enjoying all the run of matches and excited for the first 6 game match today as well.
I won't lie, and maybe you're not a fan, but when I found out the final was going to be in New Jersey, Americans, we love a halftime show in American sports, etc. How Springsteen's not involved, I have absolutely no idea. As a big fan, it's New Jersey. Surely we need New Jersey's finest son there.
Oh yeah, that's a big miss. I hope FIFA can rectify that one and get Bruce in the building for that.
Beautiful. Listen, how are you personally? I know you were playing all the way through April, but you've picked up this groin. How is your health right now?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I had a procedure done at the end of May. And so I'm trending well right now. I've been back in the facility doing my recovery, and I'm hopeful to be back on the pitch for all the matches in July once we get back from this World Cup break.
How do you feel about that kind of the MLS is going to be moving after this season to kind of fitting around what we see as the kind of standard football calendar, around the European calendar, essentially. How do you feel about that move happening now, and the fact that for now MLS is still bracketing the World Cup, that we are getting this pause in the middle, and the opportunities maybe that presents for the rest of the season of trying to keep this really positive approach to soccer going?
Yeah, I think it's almost a test case for the upcoming season and transition to the European calendar, because I think we'll join the season next year for what they're calling a sprint season. So it'll be a truncated season for the first 6 months, and then it will align with the European calendar. And I think this has been a pretty good test case. I think from a player's perspective, it's nice to have this little break in the middle of the season, where you can kind of reset, and it's not just one long sprint from January to the end of November, early December. So I think from a player perspective, it's quite nice, and then also it's nice from the perspective of aligning with the transfer windows across the world. I think the inflow and outflow of players at the same time across the world just makes the transition for players into their respective clubs a bit smoother, and I think the league will benefit from that a lot as well.
It's interesting. We've spoken with a bunch of MLS players playing in at this tournament, prior to the tournament, etc. And there is a feeling amongst certainly the English who are coming over and playing over there that there is more and more of a desire to come and play in MLS from other leagues. I know that the US Soccer Federation, that their hope is that they want to make it a top 5 league in the world. That's what they've talked about previously. Have you seen that legitimization? Have you seen MLS grow personally playing in it over the last 6-7 years?
Yeah, I think it's true. I think that narrative is definitely at play. I think the growth of the league, just from a quality perspective, over the last 5 years. This is my fifth season now, and I think it's taken real leaps and bounds. I would say even just within a 5 year period. Obviously, there's big stars that have come to the league that have drawn a bit more eyes. The money continues to get better within the league. And I guess to share a personal anecdote, like I was with the Irish national team back in November, and I know a lot of those guys were quite interested in the MLS and potentially making a move in their own careers at some point to come join the clubs over here. So I think it's definitely happening. I think that transition is definitely real, and players are more keen to come on over and join.
Obviously, the Irish heritage up in there in the northeast is huge. Whether it's in New York, someone like yourself, and obviously we've seen the Scots turn up in Boston and connect with the Irish in that area, and a huge love in there. So, how big was that for you to get that opportunity to join the squad? And is it something you're hopeful that there will be more opportunities to come?
Yeah, absolutely. It was amazing for me. My grandfather was from Dublin, and he emigrated here when he was a young adult. So to be able to represent and honor his memory with a call up to Ireland in such an important camp as well, it's definitely something that meant a lot to myself and my family, and it's something that definitely has motivated me to want to earn another call up once I'm back fit again. I think there was a possibility to be in one or two of these windows over the last few months before the World Cup, but it wasn't meant to be with my injury. So I'm hopeful, in the latter half of the season, I can get going again and earn another call up to the side.
And what about for New York City FC? Because they're a brand that are familiar over here, being part of the City group, being, when Patrick Vieira came in and there was a lot of splashy moves that were going on, like it drew a lot of attention from here. Do you feel like right now we're seeing a move towards them being someone who can contend, who can push forward, who can get into those playoffs and actually, be a real force in MLS?
Yeah, 100%. I think the club has had a strong history of making deep runs in the playoffs. I think there's only been 1 year where the club has missed the playoffs, and I think it was in 2023. And outside of that, over the last 5 years, the club has done exceptionally well in the playoffs. I think as it relates to the rest of the league, we obviously won the MLS Cup in 2021, the season before I joined, made a semifinal run in 2022, and then again last year. So in terms of playoff performances, I think the club has always been quote unquote a playoff riser. And if we can just, get over the line into the playoffs, I think we always give ourselves a good chance. And like you said about New York kind of being a landing spot for players and a marquee club across the league. I think, we just did a stadium tour, us players yesterday of the stadium that's going to be done for the start of the 2027 season. And it's just in such a cool location. The stadium looks unbelievable. And I think it's going to be another tool that's going to be used to attract players here again.
And look, the vibes are high. You've got the first title coming to MSG in 53 years. You've got the World Cup in town as well. Now's the moment. New York City FC, grab hold of it. Grab hold of these soccer fans that this World Cup is going to be growing over the coming weeks and months and push forward. That's what we want to see. We want to see soccer become that third biggest sport in America behind the kind of big one, big two, big three.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge Knicks fan myself, and so the energy in the city has just been incredible. And you couple that with all the international fans coming in to support their teams, and I can't remember a better city or a better summer in New York City in a long, long time. So the energy has been fantastic, and yeah, I think it's going to be an opportunity for our club, but also the league to capitalize on the energy.
Well, look, Kevin, I'm sorry we ended up having to cut this so short because we were running all sorts of technical problems, etc. But I'm so glad we got a chance to still catch up with you. We wish you the very best of luck from your recovery for New York City coming up. And, man, enjoy the rest of this World Cup because it's a real joy to see your country embracing soccer properly.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you having me on.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kevin O'Toole, joining us on the S Word. Sensational stuff from him.
talkSPORT presents
The S Word.
Listen again and subscribe
wherever you get your podcasts
and on the S Word YouTube channel.